I want to introduce Delegate Michelle Guyton from District 42B in Baltimore County. And just like the governor and lieutenant governor, she has a passion for our issues that is truly extraordinary. In addition to serving on the Environment and Transportation Committee, she's a member of the Maryland Commission on Disabilities. She's a developmental psychologist, and Delegate Guyton is well-versed in the issues of our community, and she really is a fighter, always looking for ways, opportunities to improve the lives that people with developmental disabilities and direct support professionals, children and families all experience, and we are so grateful for her leadership in the General Assembly. Please welcome Delegate Michelle Guyton.
I am either the luckiest or the unluckiest speaker today, and I cannot decide which right now. I know I want to go over and get a picture with the governor and the lieutenant governor, so I do not blame you if you all rush over there. But I'll try to make it quick. So I am Delegate Michelle Guyton, and I love being here, so that makes me the luckiest. And I love all of you. So I want to tell you that I came in, I saw the governor sitting outside. It's my fault for being a little bit late, and I said, please, governor, don't make me speak after you, please. But then I walked in the door, and my colleague, Delegate Aaron Kaufman, was sitting here speaking, and I thought, well, things just got worse for me today. So and I cannot tell you how much we love and appreciate, and I don't know if he's still here, the fact that we have Delegate Kaufman in the House of Delegates. He is a major force, and it is something that we should have had working alongside us all along, somebody who actually lives and breathes the experiences that you do every day. So I know, and I wish he were still here. I will tell him later today. What an amazing partner and inspiration to all of us here. But I do not have a developmental disability, but I have sons who are incredibly creatively and fabulously neurodiverse on the autism spectrum and dealing with Tourette's syndrome. So while I can't appreciate it the same way that Aaron can, I certainly appreciate those of you who are out there and are parents. And I'm sure there are a lot of you out here who are parents. If you are, raise your hand, all right? You are the fighters. Well, we're all the fighters here, but you are the fighters. You are the ones that are taking time out to do something that's really, really hard, and that's support your family members. So I am here for you. I want to just remind you that we have been able to do some amazingly fabulous work together over the past 5 years while I've been here. And when I say together, I really mean together. Right? Without your help and those in this group, we couldn't have passed legislation to help serve people with autism. We would not be able to improve the Division of Rehabilitation Services. We would not have made IEP systems fairer for students and for families. And we wouldn't be identifying kids with developmental disabilities earlier and earlier. You made that happen because I don't have those kind of superpowers. You do. So today I'm here to talk about some bills that are on your list that you'll be talking to some of my colleagues about today. And I want to make sure that you not only, it is so hard to speak over the governor. I love it though. I never thought I would have this problem in my life. So it's good, it's good. So these things take real effort, and sometimes they can be a little bit scary, but I know that you're all up to the task because you do it every year. So I know I can always count on you to support these bills, and I hope and I believe you do know that you can always count on me as well. So this year I'm sponsoring a few bills. They're on your list, and I want you to understand, and I want you to ask questions of me if you do not. So the first one we're talking about is House Bill 381. So there are a couple of versions of this bill, a lot of versions of this bill in the House of Delegates and the Senate this year. What this bill does is simply shift the burden of proof in due process hearings from you all, from the family, to the school system. All right, I know, right? So there is a statewide bill for that, and then we also have covered a lot of the counties with this legislation as well, just in case that one doesn't pass. So the bill that I am sponsoring, along with Delegate Attar from Baltimore City, covers Baltimore City and it covers Baltimore County. But there are bills for other counties in as well. I mean, you know how stressful it is to be a family going through fighting every day for your child. It makes it even harder when you are the one that has to fight with the school system, the people who are supposed to be your partners in this. So it rarely comes to the point where complaints in the school system have to go before an administrative law judge. Only a handful of times a year does this happen. But when it does, it's up to the family to prove that the students are not being served, instead of up to the schools to prove that they are providing a free and appropriate public education. It's as simple as that. So we are very hopeful that this bill, if it doesn't pass at the statewide level, will at least pass on the different county delegations that we have in moving this year. So the second bill that I want to present to you is House Bill 469. This is a really cool bill that fixes a tiny loophole, but if you fall in this loophole and you have the wrong birthday in the state of Maryland, you lose a year of eligibility for special education services in relation to your classmates, right? And this one was brought from a constituent who is at an 11-month special education school. And what they found out is they were allowed to start school at 5 because their birthday fell into the right time period for starting school. But when they got to 21, and you all know what happens when you turn 21, right? They actually had a birthday before the first day of school. And what does that mean? It means they lose that year. So all of their classmates got to go 16 years of school and have that extra year of school when they were 21. And a certain very small group of people do not get that experience and do not have that right. We really are going to fix this year. It's ridiculous that it's gone on this long. So, yeah, it's an important one because not only does it affect any of you who might be 19 and 20 now, but it also affects students in the 11-month special education schools, and it also affects students from the 6 counties now and ongoing that start school after Labor Day. So if you are in or know people, which I'm sure you do, in one of those 6 counties, this is going to be an ongoing problem for them. If their birthday falls within a 5-day range between September 1st and September 6th, they will lose that extra year of education, right? Except they won't, because we'll fix that this year. So, and then I have a couple of bills also. I won't go into the same detail, but last year, with your help, we were able to put a work group in place to evaluate the effectiveness and the efficiency of the Division of Rehabilitation Services. We all know it as DOORS, right? Yeah, thank you, I know, right? A lot of people are served incredibly well, and I know we have the Assistant Superintendent here. By DOORS services, if you are served, you're served well, but most people have to wait years and years and years for service, and that's not okay. So the 3 things that we're putting in place this year through legislation, hopefully, come from the preliminary report of that work group. And thank you for those of you who have been a part of that. Very simple things. One is to make sure that they increase communication and transparency by putting on their website the number of open cases and the number of cases that are closed. We're asking that they also disaggregate that by county and by disability severity and by disability code, so we can really dig into who is it that's receiving these services and who is being left out in the cold. We're also asking for a memorandum of understanding, a relationship between DOORS and between the Department of Health, so that the information needed to simplify the process for moving from school services to adult services is going to be a lot easier, right? It is incredibly complicated, and we lose a lot of people in that process. And then finally, we are asking for increased funding for DOORS this year. We're asking only for 1.2% increase. The reason is that the state is leaving a lot of money on the table by not actually fulfilling our requirements to fund the appropriate amount. So by funding that 1.2%, we're actually going to be eligible for a lot more of federal money as well. So that's not something we want to miss out. I have many more bills, but you have work to do today. I look forward to seeing you all in my office. And even though obviously we're on the same page, I love it when you visit, so please do that. Don't overlook me today. And I know you're all going to do a great job. So thank you so much for your time.